to 42 at some point. If you're getting in games like that where the defense isn't stopping anybody and you're relying on somebody like Sam Darnold to operate the offense at such a high level that he's going to score every time he has the ball, then you're going to put pressure on him. But if we can play ball control with a running game and defense, we're going to have a lot less pressure on the guy. That's real pressure. So I think he's going to handle it well, but I don't think we're putting too much pressure on him. I think we're pretty grounded here. But you look at some of the comments on the message boards, like Gangrene Nation and other things, it's like the season might as well have ended last week, and it was a 1-game season, and we won the Ford Field Bowl or something like that. So we'll see.
What are your thoughts, Kerry?
Like I said, we are excited about having someone that can solidify the position. We haven't had that for a significant period of time, so the excitement is warranted. The excitement is warranted, but again, it's how he handles it. It's what is his ability to handle the hype. And look, clearly he showed that he can perform out there under the bright lights. He can perform out there when he makes a significant error. And so I don't think that our opinion or our commentary is going to have any impact on how this guy performs going forward. He hasn't faced criticism from the New York media.
Sure.
The way in which a seasoned veteran that is underperforming will or would have. So we don't know how he's going to react to that. But I have a confidence that this guy will be able to do whatever we ask him to do and won't continue to make mistakes after mistakes and not learn from them. I think he'll learn from them, and I think he'll take it all in, and he'll stay even keeled. He won't get too high, and he won't get too low.
Yeah, so I agree with that. I mean, one of the things that I looked at when I watched the game, and I feel like, is this guy our franchise quarterback, were his performance on third downs, and also his performance when Detroit came down and scored. Were we able to answer?
Beginning of the first half?
Yeah, so first of all, down 7-0 after the pick six.
Right.
He comes down, leads a touchdown scoring drive.
Mm-hmm.
Then the beginning of the second half.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, we're up 17-10.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point in time, and Detroit comes down. I don't know what defense we were running,
Right.
but it was terrible.
They walked the field.
They just walked the field,
ridiculous.
scored 17-17. Then we're thinking same old Jets to a degree. What are we doing here? We kind of dominated the first half of the game minus the pick six. How are we tied at this point? And he came down, scores a touchdown. So now it's 24-17. We still back the momentum. So when I look at those two factors and the ability to, under pressure, come back and perform and put us in a position to take the lead or tie after the other team scores, and the third down efficiency, you didn't feel like we were going to get off the field on third downs. Like, the 3-and-outs of yesteryear are gone, where we come in, Josh McCown, I love him, but it's, it seems like he would run around. The next thing you know, we're punting again. And those two areas were the areas where I'm like, you know what? This guy is really, really good. He could be that franchise quarterback that we've been looking for.
Let's not give credit to the amount of options he has this year as opposed to last year.
Yeah.
You look at a Neil Sterling, and Anunwa, Pryor. The running backs can catch balls. It's like we don't with Crowell and Powell. It's not like that power back and finesse back, thunder and lightning type of thing. It's kind of like they're both a little bit of each. And I kind of like what I've seen so far is that you kind of have the same type of player on the field. And I think Elijah McGuire, when he comes back, is very similar to that, maybe even more of a power back. So yeah, I think that's a good sign. But throwing the ball around to different people. How many different receivers had touchdowns? Anunwa, Anderson, Pryor had a touchdown. Who
I don't-
else scored a touchdown?
I don't think Pryor scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
I thought
didn't
he
see that.
No,
he didn't score. Okay, I
no, he
thought
didn't score.
again. I watched the second half. I was at football practice until it's kind of messed up that they would put a jet game.
I know Crowell ran for a touchdown.
Yeah, well,
Then Crowell ran for 2, right?
Did he? I know he had a long run.
His long run was like the longest run in recent history, or
Right.
something like 62 yards or something like
crazy
that.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. So, and another thing with Crowell that we saw is his yards after contact are like 9 something right now, like 9.8.
Yeah.
I guess because that long run adds to the average there, but he's leading all running backs in yards after contact, which is a great sign when you're trying to establish a running game. Props to the O-line. They had a tough task. Was it Beecham at left tackle with Ziggy Ansah?
Yeah.
For some of the game, not the whole game, but yeah, I'm coming in here at halftime and it's 17-17. I have 177 messages on my text thing.
Oh my gosh.
How
do you know where they begin? I'm saying that's crazy.
Well, it's like I can't even begin to read them because I know that it's going to take me too long. So I'm running home from practice at 6 o'clock. Run in, got the game on the phone on the YouTube TV. Shout out to YouTube TV. Cut that cable cord. It's pretty good, YouTube TV. I don't know if you guys have the option of that, but
giving away free commercials out here, Kyle. Is that what we doing?
Yeah. Maybe they'll come back. They probably have some sort of sensor that hears when somebody on a podcast does something like this, or Facebook Live. But yeah, we had it on the phone. My wife now is a fantasy player for the first time.
Okay.
So all of a sudden she cares.
Right. Yeah, so all football all the time.
It's a whole new thing. So she has Crowell, and she's going nuts when he rips off the run. We're all going nuts in the house, and it was a good time. It was like I said in the vignette. I'm just gonna watch second halves from now on. Not gonna watch the first half. It's like NBA games.
Right. So
you don't need to watch any regular season first half of an NBA game.
Right.
Eesh.
Great segue. Let's talk about what are our predictions for this game. What do we think is going to occur? What do we think the key players are going to be? What do we think the end score is going to be? Let me go first. I want to talk about why I think the score will end up being like 27-12 or something like that. Something close to that. 27-12.
Okay.
Right? So Sam Darnold didn't even have all of his weapons at the receiving.
Didn't have Curse.
He didn't have Curse.
Curse
He
was
didn't
out.
have Curse. Let's think about that. What kind of impact can he have given with Anunwa, who you talked about run after the catch, or run after contact. This guy, nobody wants to tackle this guy. He's a running
guy.
back, tight end, and receiver all in one. Like
Yes.
he gets the ball, he gets some steam. You don't want any parts of this guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's your lifeline. That's Darnold's lifeline.
So somebody in here said we didn't have any weapons. I'm not gonna say who it was.
Probably me.
But yeah. Raise your hand, Kerry. Raise your hand. No weapons.
Little.
But Anunwa, like you said, man,
Wow.
I was really looking forward to this guy coming back, man. But go ahead, man.
Right. Now, you're right. So, but I think the game plan is going to be you have two capable edge rushers in Quinn and Wake on that Dolphins defensive line.
Yep.
And so we're going to see what this offensive line of the Jets can really do. So what I think is going to end up happening is that we are very capable of running the ball. We can clearly run the ball on this team. So we have to keep them guessing. It has to be play action. It's got to be a balance of run pass. And I think we're going to be able to hold. I think the Jets are going to be able to hold them with regard to the rushing, the Dolphins rushing game to probably under 80 yards rushing.
Okay.
And I think that if you're able to hold them to that, then they're not going to be able to throw the ball. I don't think they're going to be able to throw the ball. That's why I think the score, they're not going to score more than 12 points on the Jets. And I think the Jets will be able to move the ball. That's why I think 27 points is a conservative prediction as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, Kyle, you up?
Yeah, I'm almost right there with Kerry, except that I have 27-21 Jets, and one of the reasons I have the 21 is because I think the last like 3 or 4 games the Dolphins have had a special teams touchdown on us.
Okay.
Return a kickoff for a touchdown or something like that. So I'm factoring in a non-defensive touchdown for them that we are going to have to either rise to the occasion from and react positively or fall from. And that's what's happened in the past. We've had a lot of like 27-20, 24-20 type of games with them. So I think they're going to play good defense against us. They're going to have some stuff dialed up. It's a lot harder to get ready for the second game, especially with the amount of games that we're playing in the first 3 weeks. So it's easy to, you have a year to get ready for that Detroit game, or like 6 months, when the schedule comes out, and then the second game comes up real quick. So they will have some weapons back, like Curse. See how that rotation goes based on how it was last week and this week. Use of tight ends, maybe somebody. Do you guys notice how much Herndon was split out last week?
Yes, I did, and made great blocks from that position.
I wouldn't mind seeing statistics that say how much he was an inline tight end versus how much he was flexed. And
they had it out there too. But go ahead.
If we could pull that up at some point, that would be good, maybe for the post game. But that is something that we weren't expecting, and he looks like Njoku, like a big receiver. He's a specimen size wise. He has good hands. Blocking on the NFL level, we don't know yet until we see him really block. But if you put Herndon, Pryor, Anunwa, and Neil Sterling out there in a package, you have potentially 4 type tight ends and 4 receivers, because they can all flex out. So there's going to be some possibly interesting things that we could do with all our hands on deck. So I think that our 27 points will come all on offense. We will we'll have some shakiness there just because it's an NFL game, but that we're gonna prevail 27-21.
All right.
My prediction.
There you go.
That's your prediction.
Let's go, B. Taylor.
All right. So and I've been sitting here listening to you guys, and in my head I'm trying to crunch the numbers and how do I get there and whatever. So I think I'm gonna end up with 24-10.
Wow.
I think 24-10.
Defense is gonna be that good.
Yeah. So and not that our defense. I think obviously you got to have a letdown from last week, right? So you're not going to do that.
No.
But I do think that we put enough pressure on Tannehill. I don't have a lot of faith in him as a quarterback in general, anyway. So I think that they're able to muster up 10 points on offense. I also think that Sam Darnold puts together another 2 touchdown effort with no picks. And I think that we score another rushing touchdown as well, plus the field goal mixed in as well there. But I don't think it's as close as maybe and it was that 14-point spread, and yours was what, 15 or something like that? 27-12, so yours was 15. So I think we're all around the general area. Kyle was 21.
27.
Yeah, 6 point.
6 point spread. So I think it's more than just 6 points. I think it ends up as 14-point spread. I think that it looks wider than that. We're playing at home too, so you got to kind of factor that in a little bit. So I think it's 24-10. I think Darnold has a clean game. I think he throws for at least 200 yards this week, minus missing it by 3 or 4 yards like he did, or 2 yards or whatever last week. I think Darnold looks really good. He looks crisp. I think he does what he normally does on third down, and I think that we end up pulling out the victory by 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Brian, I got those the Tannehill stats for pressure. This is compliments of Michael Nania from Gangrene Nation. He tweeted out earlier this week that if you put Ryan Tannehill in a tough situation, you're likely going to see results. So over his career on 3rd and 10 plus, Tannehill is 0 to 13 TD to INT ratio with a 51.5 QB rating. So of the 24 QBs with 150 plus attempts in that situation since 2012, nobody has a worse TD to interception ratio, and only Bortles from Jacksonville has a worse rating. So pressure bursts the pipe with Ryan Tannehill, and we should dial it up when we're in those third down
Definitely
situations.
Right. Let's go Anderson. Let's go Anderson.
I was very pleased with the way that he played. I was very pleased with the way that the defensive line rotation looked on Monday too.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And we had Fukasi didn't even suit.
I don't.
Right?
I didn't see him out there. No.
He was inactive. I think he was on the inactive list. Oh, shout out to Smitty, Kevin Smith, right now tailgating at the stadium.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is the first confirmation of the BKBK podcast being played or watched in the parking lot.
Get that TV set up.
Tell them to send us a photo or video, man. We get it on the post game.
Yeah, we would love to get some like BKBK little sign or something for Instagram or something like that. What up, Doe?
What up?
We had Jalen Rose.
Yeah.
Instagram this week.
Jalen versus everybody. Instagram.
That's right.
And I didn't forget about you, Kerry.
Right. You can't forget about me, man. Can't forget about me.
Is what up, Doe? Is that a Detroit thing? Is that like, because that wasn't a New York thing? Like maybe for a second, but
that's what my Detroit boys say. That I went to
what
college
up, Doe?
with. What up, Doe? Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of New York type of stuff, like word is bond and stuff like that.
Oh.
So
what's up, son?
What's up, son? Right.
What up, Dunn?
So guys, so this is a shout out to the Baldwin Bruins football alumni.
Go Bruins!
So on September 22nd, the Baldwin Bruins will be hosting the Hicksville Comets. This game has officially been designated as the alumni game. We are asking all former Baldwin Bruins varsity football players,
that's right,
to come back and show your support for the program we all love so much. We are asking to help spread the word as we will continue to try and build up a very strong, supportive group of alumni. Come with your money to help pave the way for present and future Bruins. The day will consist of alumni being recognized on the field at halftime of the game. Cash raffle. T-shirts will be available for purchase, as well as a reception to follow the game. If you plan on attending, please email Baldwin Bruin Football Alumni, one word, at gmail.com. Make sure to give your full name and the year you graduated. Please spread the word, as many Bruins as you can. Go Bruins. I want to say a special shout out to my Saturday basketball fellas, Patrick Dillon and Tommy Castle, who are both Baldwin Bruin alumni, and my son, who's actually playing on the varsity team as we speak.
Ron. What's happening?
Ron.
I think that we should rename this the alumni game, the Derek Boykin AJ Lamont alumni game.
Oh Lord.
because two of the greatest moments that ever came against Hicksville High School as Baldwin Bruins happened with greatest or infamous. I guess we have to put the infamous tag on it. What I'm referring to, and Brian, you were there on the field with me.
I was.
We were up 52-0.
Oh boy!
At the time, last play of the game, 2-point conversion. Instead of taking a knee, Derek Boykin decides that he is going to drop back the pass. Nearly a bench clearing brawl at the end of the game. As a coach now, I can understand how somebody might get mad about that.
Sure.
But the AJ Lamont play was a trap that was sprung by yours truly and Brandon.
All right.
Brandon with the down block, me with the trap. that I think he went off for about 70 yards on that trap.
Oh my gosh,
And
that would so upset me if I was on the opposite team.
you're talking about the fastest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Yeah, boy.
This guy ran in a straight line down the field because of the O line.
That is so
They hit him
terrible.
up.
I don't even like Hicksville's uniforms. Aren't they orange and black or orange and white? Oh my god!
Well, I hate their names too. The
It's
Comets.
like the Halloween.
Who's the Comets, man?
Halloween.
Really?
They look like Cleveland Browns.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh! Oh, I hate Hicksville.
Oh, no Hicksville.
No,
Boo.
Hicksville.
Let's
All
go,
guys.
Bruins.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for our pregame show, and make sure you tune in at 5:00 for our postgame show. Thanks again for all of the views. So keep watching. We want to be able to keep bringing you the latest news and viewpoints of where sports and the culture collide, and the New York Jets reign supreme.
That's right.
You can find us on Facebook on our BKBK podcast fan page, Twitter on @BK Podcast, Instagram at BKBK Podcast, as well as on YouTube. Just type in BKBK Podcast, hit like and the subscribe button to show the love. That's it. Let's go. Let's get them, Jets. Let's go,
shout-
Bruins. And let's
shout
go,
out
Team
to-
BKBK.
Shout out to Brooklyn Tech football, Mercer Island football, everybody's collective football teams.
That's
Go
right.
Islanders, Roll Tech, Baldwin Pride.
That's right, baby.
That's it, baby.
Go Jets.
Go Jets. You guys saw